Again, I welcome you all for the session related to importance of copyrights and trademark. I will give a small recap about the previous discussions. We have started with introduction to IPR, followed by we have seen various forms of IPR, and followed by we have seen the pre-art search or pattern search for our inventions, and we continued and we walked through the patent filing procedures and a glimpse about patent drafting. Now we are going to discuss about the copyrights and trademarks, how it's going to help us or act as a valuable IP. Let me begin with copyright. Copyright, as we discussed earlier too, it is the original work of literary, artistic, dramatic, or musical work, cinematographic films, sound recording, and software programs. And the related rights, as we stated, it is the rights granted to performance, phonogram producers, broadcasters. And we also mentioned that there is no mandatory registration is required for copyrights. I will explain why it is not mandatory too. And we know, as per our Indian system, our Indian law, the validity of copyright is author's life plus 60 years. Even we can see the different types, but in general we have 60 years validity for copyrights. First, let's have the differentiation, or I can say how to be a clear difference between the copyright and related right. Let me give an example. Assume there are three basic identities for any song. One is lyric writer, next one is musician, third one is singer. All three combine together to develop a song. Even we can name with them also. Let me give an example for that. Assume Ilayaraja is the music director and lyric writer is Vairamuthu and the singer is S.P. Balasubramaniam. All these three combine to develop a song. In the way we need to understand here is these three are the original owners, or we can say the authors, or they are the one who creating or emphasizing for their rights. I can say in other way around, they are the true authors because they are not copying anything. What they are doing, they are creating all these things, and someone is going to produce it, and some other person is going to broadcast it. Right? Let us take the producer might be the any produce like Raj films or Sun films or someone who is going to produce it, and it is being broadcast through their medias. Now, here what is the copyright stance and how the related right stands. Those who are developed originally or for the first time, they hold the copyrights. Each and every one for their original creation or original work, they holds the copyright. And overall, been supporting for maximizing the outcome developed by them. Those who are getting this related rights, particularly producers, broadcasters, are the one who is distributing through various channels and media to emphasize the or they are making famous on that particular song, so they get related rights, right? This original copyright with author's life, they get 60 years validity, but these producers and broadcasters getting related rights, but it is valid for 60 years from date of first publishing to the public, right? This variation we need to understand. Let's go in detail about each and every forms of copyright. First, let me start with literary, which includes software, books, essays, compliance, and computer programs. All comes under the literary category. Even you can include presentations, class presentations, or specific question banks, or whatever you are developing, you are eligible to file it as a copyright, provided if at all it is your original work. So these are all comes under the literary category. Second one is artistic category, that is drawing, painting, logo, map, chart, photographs, work of the architect or architecture, right? So likewise, all these are the various forms of artistic copyright. Next one is dramatic, that is screenplay and drama, whatever they are performing or we are performing. Next one is musical, that is the notations used to represents the musical words, right? We know there are specific notation for to emphasize the musical notes. And next one, sound recording. We have various devices of sound recording, and we are creating some specific sound recording, or we are developing our own original work of recording the sound. It's in the various form. You can uh, record in CD, DVD, and Blu-ray or pen drive, whatever may be the source, but it should be of original work. And next final one is cinematographic films, that is visual recording, which includes sound recording as well. You can record only audio as a sound recording or with video in the form of a cinematographic films. This is the core variation between the sound and cinematographic record. All these are comes under the copyright regime. Copyright comes categorized under all these parameters. As I was mentioned, some has the rights or the validation from the date of first publication, or whenever it is published for the first time. From that time it is valid only for 60 years. But the same another category which includes the author life plus 60 years. Let me differentiate even over there here. The first category is literary. Literary work has lifetime of the author plus 60 years of particular death of the author, right? It is valid after the life of the author plus 60 years. Even for example, I'll give Michael Jackson dance step for dance movements, still we are not authorized to use for making money, right? So that is the core deviation or difference in these type of specific copyrights, which includes the author life plus 60 years is their identity. or other artistic forms, it is valid only for 60 years whenever it is published for the first time to the public domain. Similarly, the works like public undertakings and government works, that is also belongs to the same category. 60 years from the year the work was first published. Similarly, works of international organizations, again it is for 60 years when it was published for the first time, and it is applicable both for sound recording as well as cinematographic films recording. All are valid only for 60 years from the time when it was published for the first time and it is delivered in the public domain. Please understand one thing, if you are recording 1 year back but you are going to release to the public only by today, from today it is valid for 60 years. It is not from the last year, provided you shouldn't disclose that anywhere in the public domain like YouTube channel, whatever it may be, it comes under the copyright regime, and if you are violating that, that directly goes to the 60 years regime from that particular date, right? First publishing is the thing which you need to understand. My question now goes to why copyright registration is not mandatory. I'll give the same example of music directors. Assume same Mr. Ilayaraja, who has mo- who has put music or developed music for more than 1,000 songs, right? Is it possible for him to go and register all the 1,000 songs? It is not practically feasible because we're going to discuss the time for getting registered. Minimum we required 6 months of time, so it is hard for him to go on. Once he developed the music, he need to wait for 6 months to publish it. So likewise, these works are very hard to maintain the publication. So this is the reason why copyright is categorized as non-industrial form of intellectual property. All other comes under industrial property. This is the only one which comes under non-industrial intellectual property, and this is the reason why it is not even kept as mandatory. Each and every time once we publish or release, it is very hard for us to go and make it registered. Then how he can claim or she can claim it is their own work? See, if he is delivering in public domain, please understand the word public domain. If you are delivering it in front of your friends and family, that is not considered to be public domain. It should be comprises of various peoples. Minimum they have some quantified amount to justify that they have delivered in public domain. Or once you record it, if you are publishing directly in the YouTube, that is considered to be your own copyright, right? The person who is posting or posting over it will get the copyright, or we can consider him as a owner of that particular copyright. This comes might be under cinematographic films or only simple sound recordings. That depends upon the way we are giving to the YouTube. So please be understand this point very clearly. That is the reason why it is not made as a mandatory. I'll give another example based on the artistic one or images. You can see most of the images which I have taken from the internet, right? That is also considered to be one of the copyright violation, provided if I sell this presentation for few dollars or few amount of money, but For the education purpose we can use. You might thinking that how the books works then. All the published books has same owner, but we can make the photocopies only for the education purpose. If we are making a photocopy and selling the same book, that becomes the copyright violation. Please be clear about this. It's a basic fundamental about copyrights. Now let's move on to few images just to show how the copyrighted images may identified. You can see that image on top of it, C encircled. You can see www dot some website name, right? This is the copyrighted image. This is the copyrighted code. And now we'll move on to registration of any copyright. As I have mentioned, it is not mandatory, but if you want to register, you can do it by yourself very well. You can directly get all the data in the internet. It is user friendly. You don't require any assistance. You can directly go to the website copyright.gov.in. Once you get into it, you can see the following screen, and you can see the e-filing of application, right? Then you can just click over it. It will take you to the next page. There, if you have already created the account, you can directly type in your user credential and password credential and the captcha. Just enter here and give submit. It will enter in. Or otherwise, if you are a new registration is going to carry out, you can just click here news user registration. So this will take you to the registration process. Okay, using that login registration, you are generating the required data, or I can say you can fill in the required data. What are all the data you need to fill in? First, you need to mention like patent. You need to fill the applicant details, followed by here inventor is termed in the form of owner or author. Here as a you can give both owner or author, anyone whichever you prefer to give. That is the step 2 there, and only you need to fill the address and data which they are asking in. After completing all the data, you are required to give the payment. After giving the payment, you need to upload your work online. This is the required or original work whatever you have developed, that you need to upload to the copyright office. Once that is done, now the procedure of registration to validating and final conclusion will arrive only after that. Okay, you complete the basic filing procedure. Generally you need to send all the documents to copyright office within 15 days. That is the mandatory requirement to send the hard copies to the mentioned address. It is shown even in the first screen itself. You don't want to worry about that. Even they have mentioning how many copies you need to submit. There, once you get in, you can get two different forms, that is statement of particulars and statement of further particulars. Those two forms you need to fill, download along with the payment receipt, and you need to include your original version, and you need to send 3 copies of all the stuff, original work in 2 copies. That is the mandatory requirement of processing of any copyright. Now we can look at the steps involved for registering of copyrights. First, we will start with filling the application along with the prescribed fee. Once this is done, it's passed to the issue of diary number. We can otherwise term it as application number also. And once you have launched the application, 30 days mandatory waiting for objection is required. It is because of if you have copied the work or somebody mistakenly understood that you have copied the work, it is required to have this mandatory 30 days of waiting period for raising objection from other parties. So it is the mandatory requirement. If there is any objections raised, we need to look into the work in different perspective. Let us assume there is objection, either if it is yes or no. Let us take in this case some objections has been raised by external member. Then we need to follow this track. This particularly Copyright Office will send letters to both the parties, that is the applicant who launched the application, along with that the person who raised the objection. Both the parties will receive the letter. From both the parties they will get the reply, and if the reply is not satisfactory, they will go for hearing by the registrar. Registrar is a person who authorized for copyright registration. Then next it followed to application, whether it is accepting or rejecting. If they have satisfied, they will accept, else they will reject the application. Automatically application rejection will come, the letter will go to the applicant. This is the way to handle if the objection is raised and it is not accepted by the registrar. We will see the other way also, if there is no objection is raised, right? This is the second way. In this way you can see scrutinization by the examiner. This is done in Copyright Office. Once it is done, if there is any discrepancy raised, right? If there is any discrepancy, if no, it will go this way. If it is yes, the discrepancy letter should be sent to the applicant, and applicant should reply to the Copyright Office. Hearing will be conducted by the registrar. Due to that, they may have some rejection occurs. If there is no discrepancy found, it will come for registration approval, right? Here everything is gone in a smoother manner. If yes, we will go for registration, and the registered copy will be sent to the applicant. If they are not satisfied at the hearing stage or at this final stage, they will reject the application. Even the rejection letter will be sent to the applicant. This is the holistic filing procedure for any copyright. And the core thing which we like to know is each and every copyright has different fee structure. You can get the list from the above mentioned website. It's in the Copyright Office website itself, copyright.gov.in/FRM fees details show.aspx, right? So this is the where you can get the fees details. Mostly our category, that is as a individual, this highlighted will be the fees for any copyright in most of the cases, because as individuals we will go ahead with filing in this manner. Any literary work, dramatic work, musical work or artistic work, the filing fees is rupees 500 for the individual, and if it is not used for the commercial purpose. The next one is, if it is the same work, if it is related to goods or service, or I can say for the commercial purpose, we need to pay 2000 rupees per work, right? This is the overall assessment of fees for any copyright, but each and every category have different fee structure. Please be understand or be clear. Initially, if you are going as a single entity and your work has to be registered, your filing fees is only 500 rupees. If it is involved any goods and services, or I can state in this way, for commercial purpose, if you are going to use, for example, your company logos, something like that, you need to pay 2000 rupees per work. Now let's move on to trademarks. As we discussed earlier, the thing is, it has to be any unique sign or indicator used by an individual, business organization or other legal entity to identify that the product under services are offered to the consumers with which the trademark appears. Why I need to reading, why I have mentioned everything in clear is, even individual can apply for trademark, or a business owners or any legal entity also, they need to mandatorily identifies for any product or service or both. Please be clear in this, because if you are simply doing it as in the drawing or making any art, that goes to the category of copyright. Please be clear, because even this is also, if you are not comes under any product or service category, simply it goes to the category of copyright. Please be clear. So only if and then it is been a part of any product or service, only then it's become the trademark. And as we discussed earlier, it is 10 years and you can renew it as many times as required. And as we discussed, you can see some of the famous logos: Harley Davidson and Starbucks, Mercedes Benz, Hyundai, Coca Cola, Google, and so on. There are different companies, or I can say you can easily identify those companies, their products or goods or service, by looking at the mark provided by them. If so, what is the identity they possess? They have unique quality that is being given by the particular company. That is the reason why we can easily understand by that mark. Only if in this case these are all considered to be the traditional marks for any company. If so, what are all the things we can make it as a trademark, or trademark identification can be given to, which are all the ways we can provide? Let me give you the examples for that. A word or a combination of words can be registered as trademarks, right? For example, McDonald's, I am loving it. They can make, in combination of that, they can go ahead and file it as a trademark, followed by simple letters. You know very well, any alphabets, it may be A, B, or C, they can write it in a different style. They can file it as a trademark. Numericals 1, 2, 3, something like that. They can make it as a symbol for their own company. Any specific drawings or symbols are like hologram, three-dimensional images, and sound also can be given here as trademark. Some specific sound, if it is belongs to the company's product or service, they can even register that one also as a trademark. Even smell also can be the trademark product. Again, one further classification is further additional information is required for words. Words which includes names, letters, numericals, figurative elements, and combinations of colors, as well as any combination of such signs shall be eligible for registration as trademark. This is the important thing which you need to understand. It is not alone the word, you can use combinations of words with colors or some specific signs also be a part of any word that is eligible for registered as trademarks. And essential thing which we would like to know about trademarks, important thing, first let us see the things which should be avoided. Let us take the first one, adjectives. For example, same word and you are giving some specific identification or adjectives to that, and it is not advised to be a part of trademark symbol, or simply names of a person or place. Any name you can have, for example Balaji, Chennai, or something like that. These are all the pure thing which resembles or mention as a name of a person or a place. This should be avoided. And some offensive words also should be avoided completely. And next one is religious or any constitutional words or symbol should be avoided. Example Om or Ashoka Chakra. These are all should be avoided to take it as a trademark identification. And even avoid the common shapes, for example sphere, cube, and so on. Please be clear, these things may reject your trademark validation, so better avoid all these identifications, right? And next one is which are all better or advisable thing while registering copy a trademark. That is, it should be unique. The weight, the word which you are going to use or the symbol or combination should be very unique. Example Doordarshan. And also it is distinctive. We should be has the tendency or capability to differentiate from the others which is in the existing market. For sure it should be have differentiable parameters to address those specific words. And non-dictionary words, as I mentioned in things to avoid, don't simply use the person's name or place name or specific famous names in the dictionary. We need to invent those words, or in combination we need to have some modification over the existing words are recommended. And custom designed, as we know very well, each and every company logos has differentiation in it, and they have customized and resembling their own products or services. This we need to be very clear. We shouldn't go ahead and using the same combination. And finally, the devices are symbols. Particularly example you know very well, Our slogan is Make in India. So likewise, we can give specific deviations in devices or symbols, and non-descriptive. For example, simply giving goods, and it may not be the correct operation or the way we can represent our trademark. We need to be specific what goods it is, how it differentiated, how it varies. We need to give uniqueness as well as distinctiveness to represent something as a trademark. This is the clear representation is required to make it as a trademark registered products or services. Okay, the major thing which most of us are making mistakes in this, once the application is filed, we can use this TM as a identification for any trademarks, but it doesn't mean that it is the registered trademark. Once you get the registration confirmation, you can use R encircled. This R encircled can be used only after the application is registered by the trademark office, right? Now you understood how the trademarks can be arrived or derived out. Now let us discuss about how the trademark can be filed and how this could be, or what is the registration process involved for any trademark. As we know very well, the same website ipindia.nic.in is the official website. You can use it. And as we did prior art search for patent, even it is mandatory to look in for trademark search as well. I'll explain how to do trademark search and what is the importance of classification number in trademark also. I will explain in detail now. Before that, we'll finish off the registration process. As everything, once we did the search, we can launch our application. Once the application is launched, it's go for the objection state or of acceptance state. Like copyright, here also we need to give time period for the objections raised by the public people or any of the competitors. It is mandatory to get there is no objection before the application is accepted. Once it is accepted, it goes to the journal publication state. Even trademark has its own journal and it is been published over there. Even after that, there may be possibilities of opposition or examination can be conducted at this stage. There is no deviation from the existing, they may oppose it. If the opposition is raised, it is the requirement of the applicant to eliminate the objections. Once everything is done, then it is finally go to the trademark registration stage. That is the end of the process for complete registration. Now, as I said, this is the form you need to submit as a individual applicant. The form you can say TMA. Initially it was TM1, now they have changed TMA. So this is the thing you need to fill in: nature of the application for product or service whatever, and the applicant name. Fees I will show the next slide. Here applicant name, what is a trade and what is the address, everything is self-explanatory, you can easily fill in. If you are going through trademark agent, you can give his or her details here. Else, if you are eligible to file on your own, like other IPs like patent and copyright. It is not mandatory to have the trademark agent. Even you can see that applicant's agent only if it is there, only if any you can give, else you can leave this as blank. All other part of the forms also easy to fill, you can fill. And now it is very important, we need to mention the classification number in the trademark. It is mandatory for us, we have to register along with the classification number. First, we can understand one thing. For registering the products, the classification number lies between class 1 to class 34. If it is services, it comes under the class number between 35 to 45. If it is not comes under any of these categories, you can go for the separate classification as class 99. And you can see the trademark publication, they uses the class number to give the file names for publications. For example, the trademark publication shows class number 1 to 5 or 1 to 9, followed by class number 10 to 24, and it goes up to 45 and 99 also finally included into it. This is the way the trademark publication works. Let me give you the gist about the classes, but not in detail. We'll give only the gist how it varies. Class number one is chemical used in the industry. Class number 2, paint, varnish and liquors. Class number 3, bleaching, preparation and other substances for laundry use. Fourth one, industrial oils, grease, lubricants, dust absorbents. Class 5, paraceutical, veterinary and sanitary preparations. And the sixth one, common metal and their alloys, including the metal for building materials. Class number 7, machines and machine tools. Class 8, hand tools and implements. Class 9, scientific, nautical, surveying, electrical, photographic, cinematographic, optical, all as a apparatus and instruments. Which are the instruments? All comes under the classification number 9 or class 9. Number 10, surgical, medical, dental and veterinary apparatus and instruments. Class 11, apparatus for lighting, heating. Class 12, vehicles. Class 3, class 13, firearms. And class 14, precious metals. Class 15, musical instruments. Likewise, it goes up to 34 for the products. Class 33 ends with alcoholic beverages, with tobacco, smokes and articles and matches. This is the N for product. And again, services start from class 35 to 45. All advertising, insurance, telecommunication, all services including education services comes under these classes. If it is not covered in any of these classes, it is moved to others category. This is the thing you need to know while filing the trademarks. All these classes also mandatory for trademarks. So finally, the fee structure. If you are an individual or startup or small enterprise, again this is also you can get it in the same ipindia.nic.ac.in, the same website. You can get all the information. You can even see the link on the top. Here you can see the individual category for physical filing. It is 4,500 rupees. If it is e-filing, it is 4,500. physical filing it is 5,000. In other cases, we can other cases in the sense for each class, and you can go for multiple classes also. Those cases it varies up to 10,000 and e-filing is 9,000. So this is the overall consolidation about trademarks. And as I stated earlier, how to do trademark search. Even this is also given in the ipindiaonline.gov.in website itself. It is a government website. You don't want to worry about it. All the registered databases are available. You can see the website address over top, or everything you can get in the trademark tab of ipindia.nic.ac.in. As you can see the once you are get into this, you can see the word mark. Word you can type here, class you can type here, and description of the goods you can type here and leave the search button. I take the simple example because easy for you to understand. I have taken given only chemicals. You know very well chemicals belongs to class 1. Once you give search, you can see for that particular word chemical you are getting two identification. One is word mark, chemical science, creative solutions, etc. And here the second one, chemicals growing with you. Likewise, they have two different categories. You can see the first category they have identified only with the word. Second one they have identified along with the company's logo. So this is the simplest way where you can carry out all the trademark search. It is not mandatory you should do in this way. I given only for the example. You can use the correct word. Don't simply use chemicals like what I have used, because if you give some other word, some other product or service, the list may be very big. You cannot see it in the easiest way. That is why I have used the simplest one. You can specifically search for your own trademark identification. It may be of any fashion. You can use it. So now you can easily understand the difference between copyright and trademarks. And as I mentioned earlier, copyright is not mandatory to register, and trademark it is necessary to register. And you can see the difference here. The works related to books, literary, dramatic, musical, cinematography, drawing, painting, architecture, etc. in copyright. And here in trademarks, word mark and logo mark are a slogan or shape or conventional mark, colors, sound, gesture, animation, holograms, everything can comes under this category. It's copyright valid for 60 years of minimum time period, and trademarks valid for 10 years of time period, and it can be renewed after every 10 years. This slides also like a conclusion of whatever we have discussed so far. And before I concluding, I'll give the complete overall gist on whatever we have discussed so far. And one thing I would like to emphasize the importance. One question I have seen in Q&A session about give one example for entire patent registration procedure. I'll answer in a simple way, because like entire procedure I cannot consolidate in this particular duration, because each and every form filling and everything you need to understand. But just to sum up everything, I'll give the gist on how it works, right? That is the common thing which I would like to give it to you all. Let us take one example, the same similar example, pen. First, what you have to do, because initially we started a idea of developing some novel pen. That is your idea. First, you are required to do the preliminary search. After doing the search, you need to draft the entire patent. As you have seen, if it is a complete patent, title, field of invention, you need to draft everything up to abstract, and you need to fill the form 1, form 2, form 3, form 5, form 9 and form 18. The total filing fees for this one is rupees 9,000. This is the government filing fees. Once your patent got granted, you need to pay the maintenance fees from third year to 20th year. That approximately comes 50,000 rupees for every patent, right? This is the specific procedure you should come across or you should follow to file the entire patent. Before concluding, I'll give this a little remark about the filing status of India and abroad, just for understanding purpose. The thing is, US is the country, I can say it is a developed country, filing around 6 lakhs patents per year, but they don't have the population as we have in India. I can say they have only one third of population of India. China, they are filing around 13 lakhs patent per year, but they have good number of human brains over there. Think about a country like India, we are filing only 60,000 patents per year. Think about it. Actually, if you take in US as a benchmark, at least we should file 18 lakhs, because they are filing 6,000. They have one third of population of us. We need to find 18 lakhs as a count of patent filing. And the worst part is, all these 60,000 patents which we are filing in India, it not belongs to our own applicants, because among us around 50% of filing is carried out by the foreign nations. So think about it. We are filing, if so, we are filing only 30,000 patents per year. Think about the status of Indian patent filing. And I'll give one more example. Assume we are using so many products. Many of us don't know which are all the foreign products. And give an example in this way. Assume I have a house in US. Once it is been done, I mean I got that house, so automatically the rent will come to me. I'll put it another way now. If that rent comes to me directly or it goes to the US government, obviously the rent will come to me. Some part maybe I am paying it as a tax to that particular country or US government, right? Think about the product which are filing more than 50 percentage in India. Let us take any products, you can name any products, all are the foreign nation products. So obviously we can giving the money to the particular host country, like how I am getting the rent from US to bringing money to India. But in other way around, in IP, that 30% of 50% of money will go to the US government or any other country. Those who are launching application in India, they'll get the money back to their own country. But we are paying so much of money. We are thinking that we are paying too much of tax to Indian government. Instead, we are paying too much money to foreign nations in the form of product which we are using in day-to-day life. You can take any product, most of the products are foreign products. I never mean that you shouldn't use the foreign product, but if some of the products which we are developing it in India that fetch you or fetch us more and more money, our economy will go in a better way. Thank you so much for your patient listening for around 6 hours of the lecture. If you have any Q&A, the forum is open to you.